Hello lovely people, welcome to the Geek Cupboard, I'm Penge and welcome to MakeRoom, which is a lovely cosy game where we make a room, surprise surprise, and it's one of those nice chilled out games where we get to design a room with all the walls and the floors and the furniture and everything else, but there aren't any time pressures, there's no ticking clock or anything like that. We can potter about and fiddle around and make something very nice, and apparently in this game there are over 1,000 different items that we can play with, and to make it even better, they can all be customised. We can make them bigger or smaller, and very excitingly, we can change their colours. Oh, it is going to be glorious. And to make things even better, it's all gridless. So we're not fitting our furniture into a grid, we can just put it exactly where it needs to be, which all sounds quite wonderful to me. So do you know what, here we go, let's dive into MakeRoom, which comes out on Steam tomorrow as this video goes out, and do a bit of cosy room making. Okie doke, here we go, we have a little cute town in front of us, and I think what we need to do is click on a building, and then we go and work on that building and do a little bit of room designing. And there are quite a lot to choose from, so that's the tutorial. I've done that, that was nice and simple, nothing too complicated, but now we get to choose from one of, what, about sort of 10 other options possibly. So, oh, camper renovation. Oh, we can do vehicles. Oh, that's quite fun. So it's not just, is that a vehicle as well? Moving troubles. Okay, so it's not just houses, we're also doing vehicles. Oh, that's quite fun. Oh, that's exciting. Right, wonderful. So yes, okay, we've got an art studio. We've got a gamer room. I mean, it might have to be the gamer room. That would make sense. There's a camper renovation. We have a garage to home cinema. There's a vampire's welcome castle at the top of the hill there. Okay, that's quite exciting. There's a garden retreat. We have a reading nook. That sounds quite nice. A cat paradise. Moving trouble. So another little sort of van type thing. Spy headquarters. Potion lab. Or a meditation space. Oh, there are so many. Oh, and we can't do the boat. We can't do the boat. I was kind of secretly hoping that we click on the boat and then go, hey, you can also design a boat. Okay, there are loads I would like to do. I think really there's a few standout ones. So the gamer room, that would make sense because, you know, I'm in one of those very rooms right now. The vampire's welcome castle, that's quite intriguing. Spy headquarters also sounds quite good. And a meditation space. That sounds quite nice too. Do you know what? I don't know how long it's going to take. So it might take, say, 15 minutes to work on a room. I don't know. So let's go to the gamer room, shall we? Let's go and work on that and see what we have to do. Okay. Right, so here's our little kind of person. This is like the MakeRoom sort of house character. Hello there. And they're completely adorable. Look at them, they're amazing. Hi there. And they're talking to us and they're saying, hi, I'd like to upgrade my room a bit, especially my gaming setup. First, let's get rid of the laptop. Okay, so here's our room, and you know, it looks okay. It's a nice room. It's got a ceiling with a jaunty angle. They must be in the roof or something. And I think, yeah, we can sort of rotate it around a little bit. Now, the only thing you can't do in this game, you don't get a full view of the room. So this wall here and this wall here that we're sort of looking through, if you like, they don't exist in the game. I'm fairly sure that we can't sort of swivel the camera around and look at what's on those walls. So you've got this sort of, yeah, the two walls here and the floor and everything else, and that's kind of it. Oh, there's a background. There are trees. Oh, okay, that's exciting. I didn't know there was going to be a background. Wonderful. So that's the room, and at the minute we've got ourselves some windows with sort of, yeah, very nice pink window blinds, little table, couple of plants. I'm very happy to see some very good plants. That's nice. Little sort of chest of drawers type thing there. Got a bed, and over here there is a desk with a laptop on it, and a little sort of, you know, gaming sort of office chair type thing. And then over here, we have all the different kind of categories that the items are in. And there are so many. There are so many different categories. Oh my goodness me. I'm just going to go through them quickly. So we've got accessories, bathroom, beds, cabinets, carpets, chairs, desks, doors, electronics, fireplaces, food, kitchen appliances, kitchen cabinets, lamps and fans, pets, plants, very exciting, that's good to see, sofas and armchairs, tables, wall decoration, construction, and windows. And in these, some of them have got so many pages of things, like accessories, that's got many pages of different bits and bobs, so there are lots of items. But okay, let's see what you're telling us to do. So first, get rid of the laptop. Okay, so there's the laptop. So sorry laptop, you've got to go, I'm afraid. So it's very easy to sort of move things about. You click on what you want to actually interact with, and that allows you to move things. And we can just sort of pop it onto the bed if you want to. But I think the idea is that we get rid of it to make our little sort of house buddy happy. So sell that on, okay. And now the desk also has to go. It's too small for the new setup I'd like. Okay, so get rid of your desk. Fantastic. Now let's get rid of the chair. It's kind of old and needs an upgrade. I mean, I thought it sort of looked okay, but yeah, okay, fine, there we go. Proper sort of reset of the gaming rig then. Great job. Now place a desk. It should be large enough to hold my new setup. Okay, but I don't know what your new setup is. How big is your new setup? So if we go to desks, there are quite a lot of desks. So what do we go for? I think they had that one before, didn't they? I think it was that one, because it didn't have an end. It kind of had one sort of complete side and then sort of two legs. So I think, I mean, is that bigger? That looks bigger to me. So let's keep with what they had before. Oh yeah, that's way bigger. Okay, right. And yes, we can rotate it round. So let's put that sort of there where it kind of was before. So if we put that in like that. However, what we can do with this, we can also make it bigger. I mean, we can make it smaller as well. We can sort of shrink it down a bit, or we can make it bigger. Here's a fun thing. How big and how small can things go? So there's our desk. How little can the desk be? Oh, okay, right. We're at sort of, doll-sized desk at the minute. And, okay, right. And now it's sort of borrower-sized desk. Right, that's amazing. I didn't think it would shrink down to that size. Okay, or if we make it bigger, how ludicrously vast can the desk be? Okay. Oh, right. Okay, right. The desk can be quite large, shall we say. Okay, right. That's a bit silly, isn't it? But okay, do you know what? That's fun. Maybe one of the sort of design challenge things or whatever, one of the goals is to design a room for a giant. I don't know. So let's put that sort of, like that. Okay, so now 2 monitors allow me to watch videos and play games at the same time. Okay, so now you would like a couple of monitors. So let's go to electronics. So what have we got in here? Oh, there's so many things. Arcade cabinets, bits of wire. Okay. Look, there's like little sort of switch type things. Oh, there are so many things. There's even headphones with little pointy cat ears. That's quite nice. Right, okay, so monitors. Monitors, right, does that count as a monitor? That, I think, is a monitor. I don't know what the difference is between the two of those. I think that one's just slightly narrower, possibly. Have we got any other choices? I don't know. I mean, yeah, just 2 monitors. I quite like the monitors with those little sort of feet that stick out. They're okay. So, okay, right. I don't think that's a monitor. I think possibly that is, that's possibly botherations. That's possibly a TV, I suspect. Yeah. Okay, right. That, I think, is a television, isn't it? I mean, there's the computer. There's the actual computer that you want. The monitor, are they monitor? No, hang on. What did we just pick? No, that's on a wall. So yeah, so it's got to be one of these. But yeah, they're just, we need a smaller option. How are we going to fit 2 monitors on there? I mean, it's going to be, okay, it's going to be a bit of a squeeze, if I'm honest. What we might need to do is make that a little tiny bit bigger and then make it bigger again, which I know is a bit daft because now it's quite huge. But yeah, if that's what they want from their gaming setup, that's what we're going to work with. So have that. And then I think if we click that, we copy it. However, I kind of feel like that is not in keeping with the rest of the room. The rest of the room's, quite sort of subdued in its colours. It's got sort of like a subtle colour scheme. It's got sort of gentle colours. And then we've got this sort of, the sort of edge of the monitor there is, black. As often is the case with monitors. The monitor I'm looking at right now has a black sort of frame. But that doesn't really go. So I think if we click that, we can change the colour. And we can make it into lovely shades of pink. There we go. That looks much better. I think you can randomize it if you want to, or you can just pick it. So we're going to do that. There we go. What does that do? Oh, copy colours and paste colours. Okay, right. So that's quite nice. And then to copy an item, you can click that and it duplicates it. Okay, so we're going to put that sort of just there-ish. Okay, so you've got your 2 screens. You did great. Now place a comfy desk chair which allows for long gaming sessions. Okay, so let us find chairs, which is going to be in here, and then we want a gaming chair. Okay, that looks like quite a jazzy gaming chair. I mean, there's so many different types of chair. That looks quite nice. That looks okay. Got stools, various sort of... yeah, chairs with those things. Do you know, once upon a time, a long time ago, this was many years ago, I was sat on a chair like that, and it broke. Whatever it was, it clearly couldn't have been my my incredible bulkiness. I wore the chair, been worn down quite a bit before I sat on it, but yeah, it bent. Yeah, because it's not sort of supported. The back of it isn't supported properly, and it just sort of bent down. It just slowly started dropping down to the floor, and I was just sat on it. It didn't snap or anything. It just sort of went, ooh, like in a comedy sort of slow, ooh, but the back of it came down, and I was sort of sitting there, kind of slowly dropping down to the floor, going, It was very funny. It was very silly. But there we go. Right, so we've got these gaming chairs here, or that one. And the rest are, yeah, got wooden chairs. That looks a bit like a sort of a... that looks like one that might go in a church, possibly. It's got like a sort of a cross shape in the back. Oh, that's quite fun. That's quite fun. Little sort of cat chair. I think... let's go for... oh, I've pressed the wrong button again. Hang on a minute. I keep going back rather than this thing here. Let's go for that, because I think that'll give us a chance to, you know, add some colours and things. Yeah, that doesn't really go with the room, does it? Incredible skills. We've unlocked new items. Okay, so as we play through the game and complete the little challenges from our sort of happy house friend, we get given different things. Okay, so now we've been given access to a PC case, which I imagine they're going to want. Because at the minute, you've got 2 monitors and a chair and a desk, but you haven't got a computer. I mean, yeah, that I would say is a key part of a gaming setup, but okay. Even though I think we've completed, sort of, you know, air quotes, completed this level, I still think we need to change this around. So how about we don't have the sort of the black legs. Let's go for like a nice... yeah, there we go. That looks okay. And then we'll go for the whites. Okay, and the red... could we turn that into the pink? Yes. Okay, that looks better. That is sort of in keeping with the rest of the room. Although, I'm going to have to put a thing in. I'm going to have to put a computer in. Where did that computer appear? There was a PC case. There! Oh! Okay, unlocked items have like a little sort of whirly rainbow thing around it. Oh, that's quite fun. So yeah, we'll put it on the floor. Like, in fact, we took it round the side, and then, yeah, you're not going to kick it. There you go. We'll put it just there, and then we'll pretend that's all wired up and such. Oh, there you are. Yeah, you are going to need a keyboard and things like that. So let's give you a keyboard. I can't see... is that supposed to be a mouse? I think that might be a mouse. Okay, you're going to have a keyboard with, like, jazzy light-up key things, and we're going to change the colour of the keyboard to be sort of, yeah, like a white colour. There we go. And then... a mouse like that. I think it's that way round. That is going to be... that can be that pink colour. There we go. That's much better. I like that. Right, now I'm happy. Now I think the room is sort of done. What do these things do? What is all this about down at the bottom? Okay, what's that? That is... changing the colour of something. I'm going to click a button. I'm going to click Geek Cupboard Corporate Blue. Oh, it's the background. Oh, okay. Well, do you know what? It's sort of got a lot of, you know, pink things in it. So we shall make it like a sort of a pink background. Okay, so what does that do then? So that is... does that change this? If we put that... oh, no, it's... no. It got rid of grass. Okay, right. So it's... oh, it's like the sort of the outside of the room. Okay. So there's a beach. There's like a forest. There's sort of more urban sort of landscape. There's another foresty bit. There's grass. Okay, we'll leave that as grass. Okay, so what does the moon do? This is... oh, is this time of day? Is this going to be time of day? Yes, I think it is. Yeah, there we go. So I assume that is just, you know, in the daytime. That is sunrise, possibly? and that sunset, because you've got that lovely sort of golden hour, which is very, very nice. My favourite time of day, that is. And then we've got, oh, okay, partial eclipse, okay. That's very specific. And then we've just got nighttime. Then we've got twilight, I suppose. Then, just cold. Just, if the sky is all sort of, if everything's all cold and bleak and grey and it's maybe snowing out there, it sort of, it does go a bit like that, doesn't it? It feels a bit like that. And then you've got whatever that is. Some sort of planet. Okay, do you know what? We'll put it on that, I think. I quite like that. And then we've got, okay, so in the background, I shall be quiet. There is some lovely, sort of nice, chilled out, calm sort of piano music playing. It's literally just stopped. The second I said that, it stopped. No, hang on, I think it's still going. So I'll be quiet and we can hear the lovely piano music, hopefully. There we go. So it's quite gentle, it's quite soft, but does this change the background music or does it add effects? So for example, if I pick that, is that going to make it rain? Because it's an umbrella. So we're going to have like a rainy, okay, yes. Right, so we can change sort of the outside environment. So we're not just sort of designing a room, we are creating a little sort of like a diorama almost. So the room is just part of it. Then we've got the lighting and the background and the sound effects. Oh, that's quite fun. Oh, I like that. We can have sort of, what's that? Is that a frog? No, that's like forest noises. We can have tweeting birds. We can have like cars in the background, like a sort of city background. Oh, this is great. Okay, there's a lot of things. I'm going to put it onto the rain because that's quite nice. And I think we, no, we're not done. What's that? What is this? I have no idea what that is. I'm going to click this icon and find out what that is. I don't know what that's doing. I've got no idea what that's doing. There is a sort of a humming noise in the background, but I don't know what it's doing. Is that doing anything? No. Is that doing anything? No. And is that... These look like sort of cleaning. That's like a cloth. That looks like a mop and... Oh, is it a vacuum cleaner? I mean, that would sort of... Yeah, in the background there is a sort of a vacuum cleaner noise. Okay, that's a bit strange. That's a bit obscure, but okay. Right, I think we're done. So let's return to the menu. I sure want to continue. Unsaved progress will be lost. Okay, right, hang on. How do I save the progress? Is there something I'm supposed to do to save this? I kind of thought it would just save it as we go. Hang on a minute, can I work out how to save things? Okay, so I've saved it into one of these save slots, and there are many of those. So now, can we go back to the menu and go yes? Okay, so if we go back to play, does that now consider it finished? Yes, I think, does it? Does it consider it finished? Yes, it's got a tick on it. So tutorial is done, games room is done. Right, where do we go next? I mean, okay, it's going to be a choice between Vampire's Welcome, the Spy Headquarters, or the Meditation Space. Although, yeah, I wouldn't mind doing a little sort of van either. I wouldn't mind doing that because that sounds quite fun. And also Garden Retreat is quite interesting because, does that mean we're sort of, designing a bit of the outside as well? Maybe it does. Do you know what? We're going to go and do the vampires thing. Vampire's Welcome. Oh, look at that. It's much too bright in here. Can you please remove the windows? Look at that. A little teeny tiny sort of vampire house. And yeah, look, there you go. It's got that chair with the thing in it, which I thought would belong in a church. But instead it belongs in a vampire house, which is almost the entire opposite of a church. But okay, right, get rid of the windows. Okay, that's fine. We can do that. That's nice and easy. And there we go. No natural light coming in. The vampires are not going to get turned into dust. I still have to see my victim. I mean, friend. Can you add a lamp or two? Okay, so you are not only a cute, adorable little sort of happy house character, you're also a vampire. Okay, you're a multi-layered character, and I was not expecting that kind of a thing. Okay, lamps. Let's get some lamps. That's something we didn't look at last time. There are so many. There are so many lamps. Little candles do count as lamps. That would seem more appropriate, wouldn't it, for a kind of a vampire thing? Sort of, candles, rather than a great big kind of neon lamp or anything. Yeah, do you know what? Ooh, although, I am quite partial to a string of lights, but no, that doesn't really work for vampires. If we're going to do this, let's do it properly, shall we? So, I think we'll have... we'll have a torch. They've already got plenty of candles as it is. Kind of feel like adding more candles might be a little bit unnecessary. Is there like a candle holder that can go onto the wall? Oh, hang on. Got a little lava lamp there. Oh, I like those. I'm going to put that on there. Okay, that counts as a lamp, apparently. And because I think it's sort of already sort of eerie and spooky and atmospheric enough, I'm just going to put, another candle down just over there. Okay, that doesn't count as a lamp. Okay, so even though it's under the lamps and fans category, that doesn't count as an actual lamp. Okay, right, no, that makes sense. Let's see then. Let's go for something a bit sort of... hang on a minute, right, come out of that. We need to move this. Shufty that out the way. Those things haven't gone with it, which is quite a surprise. Okay, so move them over, and then put that... hang on a minute, can we drop it in there? Pop that in like that. There we go. So it looks okay. I think a cat, having a cat is a nice companionship. Can you place a cat somewhere? Aha! Right, yes, there is a pet selection. So, right, what do we have? Oh, there are many things. Right, there are fish, different types of cat. We've got the, I don't know what they're called, like cat play thingamabobs. Got different dogs going on. There are dog beds. There's whatever that is. Oh, ball of string, different sort of aquarium things, litter trays and food bowls. Oh, this is very exciting. Okay, we're going to have a cat, all lovely and sort of cozy and having a snooze on the sofa there. There we go. However, can we change? We can change the colour of the cat. Also, we can make it a bit bigger. I'm going to make it a slightly bigger cat. And given that it's going to be a cat for vampires, let's make it look a bit vampire-y, shall we? There we go. We'll have that there. And that you can be... Yes. There you go. Perfect. Wonderful. I love my furry friend. Now place a mirror somewhere for dramatic effect. Okay. Yeah, I don't think a mirror is going to really be overly required. I guess it might just be used to scare people eventually. I think what we should do... Oh, there's a little... have a hamster. Amazing. We should put down... like a litter tray. I think that's a litter tray. And we'll put down a food bowl thing as well. Just because there is a cat and I feel like it should be there. So we'll put them in. And they can be, they can be red because the cat is red. Right. Mirrors. Just there. Wall decoration, I would assume. Yes. Okay, there are loads of different things. We've got ourselves... Oh, like sort of soundproofing stuff. Oh, okay. Oh, that's quite fun. That's nice that's included. Then that's like a window. That looks like... That's more like a picture frame, I think. Yeah, that's a picture frame. Is that a mirror? I don't know. Do you know what would be quite handy? A little tooltip that popped up over each item, just sort of giving you the tiniest description about what it is. Like that. I don't really know what that is. I'm not quite sure what that thing is. There are bits of brick and such. Clocks, curtains, cuckoo clocks. Right. Here. There we go. Right. I do quite like the cuckoo clock. Do you know what? I'm going to go off on tangents again. Myself and Mrs. Penge, about, 5-6 weeks ago now, went on a very short sort of surprise trip thing to Munich. We ended up going to Munich in Germany, and it was amazing. It was brilliant. And we went to a shop there, and they were selling cuckoo clocks. Oh my goodness, but they were amazing. They were super elaborate. And they did so many things. There were loads of little sort of working parts and people animated, and other people were sort of coming out and clinking glasses, and there was somebody chopping wood outside. There were beautiful things. They were so expensive. Yeah, I was looking, thinking, yeah, these are going to cost quite a bit. We can't afford one of these. And also, we haven't got any sort of luggage allowance to take it home anyway. And they were in the tens of thousands of euro. And it was like, oh, okay. I definitely can't afford that, thank you. But they were amazing. Yeah, I do like a cuckoo clock. We've got a fairly basic one here. But yeah, I'd like... Do you know what? I'm going to put one in anyway. I'm going to put one here. Let's drop that in, and then we'll put the mirror there. And I think these are mirrors. So do we just go for a round? Let's go for just a classic round, sort of frameless mirror. Let's pop that in like that. Legendary, thank you. And we've unlocked a hanging bat. Now we get a little sort of tooltip thing telling us what it is. Right, so we get a hanging bat. I don't really like these boxes being around. That makes it look very untidy. Not really loving that so much. But there we go, that's a bit better, isn't it? Move that over. There we go. That looks okay. I quite like that. Okay, so we've got the hanging bat. So that was... Oh, it's in here. It's a wall decoration. Kind of feel like really we should possibly implement one of those. Oh, hang on. Can we put that there and then move that thing down a little bit? There we go. I think that looks quite good. I mean, if you don't get the hint from this room sort of setup and the big bat, then yeah, maybe the biting thing is sort of okay. Right. There we go. So we shall return to the menu. I don't think we need to save it each time, but okay, just out of safety, I will go and save it. Hang on, we'll save it and then go back to the menu and choose our next location. And there we go. Vampires Welcome has a little tick. That's all very good. Right, so now do we go for either the spy headquarters or the meditation space, or possibly do we do something a little bit different and go for one of the vehicles? Because we've seen a couple of rooms, and that's okay, we sort of know how that's working, but what's different when we're trying to do a little bit of work on a vehicle rather than a room? I think it might be worth checking out. So let's go to camper renovation, shall we? Let's go down there and take a look at that. Oh, and there we go. It's in the back of, that camper has seen better days. That is a slightly worn-out camper van. Whoa, says our little, possibly vampiric friend. This camper looks like it's been in hibernation since the disco era. Let's get rid of the cobwebs. Okay, so do we just click? Okay, yeah, we just click to just get rid of them. Okay, although that one I am struggling to click on, to be honest. Hang on, turn it round a bit. Click on the cobweb. No, I think that's clicking on the wall rather than the cobweb. Yeah, that's clicking on the wall, definitely. I can't seem to click on the cobweb. Are we supposed to... Oh, no. We're supposed to use this, I think. Look, hang on. Oh, it's an actual tool. Right. Sweet. But wow, the floor is still full of dirt. Let's use a vacuum to clean it. Oh, so these do have a purpose. These actually have a purpose. They're not just sort of weird atmospheric things. They're not just for, say, having somebody doing a spot of vacuuming in the background. You can actually do stuff with it. Oh, well, there you go. Right, we've got rid of the dirt. Okay, put the vacuum cleaner away. Time to rip out the old kitchen. It's seen better days, so best start afresh. Okay, so 5 kitchen items. They're just going to go. What does that little thing do? Opens and closes the door. Oh, that's quite fun. Right, so get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. That pan is now floating, which is a bit weird. I'm going to bring that down. And I assume the clock? Or is it the tap? There is a tap just there. Oh, there we go. It wasn't the clock. Lovely. There's still some clutter laying around which prevents us from redesigning. Let's change that. Okay, so yeah, these boxes I imagine are counting as clutter. Is that skateboard considered clutter? No. Okay. Can I bring the skateboard back, please? Is the clock clutter? No. What counts as clutter, game? Because what you think is clutter, these are kitchen utensils. That's not clutter. Now I've got rid of 2 perfectly good items. Now we're cooking, or at least we will be. Add some kitchen cabinets, and don't forget a sink. Okay, so I quite like this. So each little level is sort of introducing different things. So one was about the sort of electronic setup. The other one was about sort of wall decoration and the lamps and such. This one is about kitchen bits and bobs. I quite like that. Right, okay, so kitchen cabinets and don't forget a sink. Okay, so kitchen cabinets. Let's go for that one. Rotate it round, but we're not going to have it that colour. Can we change? Do you know what? Actually, hang on. Can we change the outside of the van? Oh, hang on. It looks like we can change. Oh, we can change many things about the van. Okay, I quite like that. I like it with the thing on the roof. But can we change the colour? What's that? That is... Oh, that's the wheels. I'm not so fussed about the wheels. I quite like those ones. Oh, we can't change the colour of the outside. Oh, hang on, maybe we can. Maybe we can. Hang on. So does that change? That's changing the floor colour. Okay, no, put it back to what it was. That colour. I thought it was changing the colour of the van. Ah, botherations. Okay. I was going to say we could make this like the sort of the Geek Cupboard van. If I could change the colours, that would have been quite fun, but I don't think we could change the colours of the outside of the van. Never mind, never mind. Okay, so that can go just there. They snap? I don't know if they necessarily snap together. And then in the corner, maybe get some storage. Yeah, that seems okay. So put that into the corner. I don't know if we can snap that. Oh yeah, that looks like it sort of snaps into place. Okay, so we'll put that there. Then we'll move that so it's next to it. Then we'll move that so it's next to that. So it's got a bit under here. And we can put like a sort of a little sort of, sort of trash bin thing underneath there. I want to move that. So pick that up and shufty that over there. Over here, big sort of tall ingredient cupboard type thing, because we're going to need one of those. So put that in. And there is a gap just here. Oh, add a stove. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We can do that. Where are stoves? Would they be? Ah, no, they're going to be under kitchen appliances. Okay. Very important is that there's a kettle. Okay, right. This is the best thing. We're going to put a kettle in. I know that's not what you wanted us to do, game, but it's very important. Okay. So a stove. Yeah, I was thinking an oven more than a stove. Is there an oven? Yeah, there. I'm going to add one of those. And then on the top of that, we're going to put the stovetop stuff. So there we go, like that, look. Can that go on the top? Yeah, like that. There we go, lovely. Awesome. Now let's add a table for meals. Just make sure it fits the space well. Okay, I kind of feel like the colour of the kitchen doesn't match the doesn't match the thing anymore. Because that's green. Can we make it all green? Yeah, I think we can, can't we? Hang on, which is the brown becomes that green. And then that becomes that. We could have just changed the colour of this. We could have just changed the colour of the oven there. But okay, no, it's fine. We've gone so far down this road. We're not turning back. There we go. Lovely mint green kitchen arrangement. Is that good? I don't know if it suits, but okay, do you know what? It's fine. Right, table. Tables are there. Tables, right, okay. I think maybe a square, like quite a thin table might do a good job. Have we got something a bit... Okay, that's quite big. Maybe something a tiny bit smaller? Can we do that? Can we fit that in just... there? We need something even smaller than that, just for like one... That's tiny. Although... we could make it bigger. Yeah, that's a bit too big. What we'll do is, I'm going to put that in. So, boop. And then, going to make it a bit smaller. There we go. Because we can pop that over there. To finish it off, let's add a couple of chairs. 2 should be just right. Okie dokie. So, a couple of chairs. Oh, yes. Oh, we get to pick some nice chairs. Okay, we're going to have one of these. We're going to have a collapsing chair. Like so. So we'll have a nice collapsing chair there, which is not going to be that colour. It's going to be a shade of green, but the person who owns the camper van couldn't find it in exactly the same shade as the kitchen green, so it doesn't quite match. But yeah, they thought, you know what, it'll do. And then we're going to have one of these over here, and there's going to be a window here. So when it's cold, they don't want to go outside and sit on their rocking chair. They can sit here and look out the window and watch the world go by in their rocking chair from the within the comfort and the heat of their camper van. So pop that in, and there we go. Amazing, thank you very much. And we've unlocked a toy truck. Oh well, I'm adding one of those in immediately, of course. Whereabouts would that be? That would be accessories. Okay, so let's have a little look. Where is the toy truck? There it is. We're going to put that on there like that. That's brilliant. Oh, is that a sort of a Geek Cupboard corporate coloured beach ball? Okay, that's magnificent. Good job. Okay, there we go. I think that is done. Quite like that. It's quite nice and sort of yeah, simple to do, isn't it? But yeah, there we go. Yeah, I don't know if the green actually goes, but yeah, the person who lives here, they like the green. They love the green. Do not criticise the lovely mint green sort of ensemble of kitchen bits and bobs. They like it and they're happy with it. So yeah, there we go. Lovely. Right, that's that done. Let's go back to the sort of city map thing and pick another location. Right, the camper renovation is done, and I think maybe now let's take a look at garden retreat, because we've done a couple of rooms. We've done a camper van, so maybe that gives us the opportunity to go and do sort of like an outside setup with, you know, garden stuff and such like. Maybe that's what that is all about. So we'll have a look at that. And yes, it is. It's a little sort of teeny tiny outside garden. What a tranquil garden. Let's get rid of those mushrooms in the flower bed. Oh, down here. Down here. Okay. So do we just sort of... do we click on the mushrooms and just get rid of them? Okay, so no tools to get rid of these. They just sort of are removed manually by us. Fantastic job. I think we should add some flowers to the flower bed just to brighten it. Yes, I agree, little happy friend. I mean, it's quite nice. It's quite a nice little sort of setup. They've got a trellis there, which is that broken? Is that supposed to be like that? Maybe that plant is supposed to sort of climb up and then go across a bit. I don't know. But trellis over there, a couple of bags of, who knows what that is, like compost or something. Couple of sort of planter sort of things on the wall over there. Little flower bed there. Little flower bed down here. And then over here, just, yeah, like a teeny tiny sort of potting shelf. Couple of flower pots and then, yeah, some seedlings and things. That's all very nice, isn't it? Right, flowers. So I assume... Oh, we get to look at plants. Oh, this is exciting. Okay, right. We've gone into plants. How many pages of planty thing? Oh, it's brilliant. There are so many planty things. There are trees, sort of, yeah, trellis type things going on. We've got... that's like, oh yeah, that's like sort of bits on the wall. Look, okay, we'll add that just for fun because I can. Got these things down here. Got various planters. Got plants in pots. Got plants not in pots. I'm going to put a plant in a pot just because I want to. And it's going to be big plant pot. Very important. And the plant pot is going to be in a lovely shade of Geek Cupboard Corporate blue, with the top being a nice shade of Geek Cupboard Corporate yellow, thank you. And the inside can be the blue. Okay, that's brilliant. And yeah, we're going to put a plant in it. I think that one looks good. Let's pop that in like that and make that bigger. Yes. Brilliant. There we go. Game of the year. Amazing. Right, okay. Let's put some plants down here. There were some more colourful ones, I think. Yeah, there we go. Some like little sort of roses or tulips or whatever. So put that into there. I want a mix of things. So let's have some sort of daisies over there. Then we'll get some... oh, they're not going to go, are they? We'll put those in there because they're a nice colour. And again, they're sort of kind of almost Geek Cupboard Corporate colours. And then we need one more thing. We might possibly... we're going to double down on these. We're going to have 2 lots of those. So pop them in like that. Yay, you're doing excellent. Excellently, possibly. You're doing really well. It would be great to have a place to sit. Start by finding 2 comfortable chairs for outdoor use. Right, so a couple of nice sort of outdoorsy chairs. I don't think any of those are suitable sort of outdoor chairs. Possibly that might qualify. Would that be an outdoorsy kind of a chair? You can sort of fold it away when you're done. These are a little bit more sort of, yeah, like dining table-y. I'm going to go for that. Does that count? Yes. Okay. So the game is happy with that. We are, of course, not going to have it that colour because that's quite... I suppose actually, no, it does match the... it matches the bottom of those planters. What I'm going to do is, can we change the bottom colour of those planters to be that colour? Because I think that's Geek Cupboard Corporate blue, and it's the same as the plant pot. So we'll do that. Oh, and as well, hang on. Can we have Geek Cupboard Corporate plant pots? Oh, this is this is brilliant. Okay, we will have the blue and the yellow. This is good, and then that can be it can have yellow legs with the blue seating bit. Okay, yeah, that is... that's amazing. Okay, we're going to put one just here, and then we're going to copy it and put the other one just there. Okay, great. Now a table to put down glasses of lemonade. Okay, yeah, we can do that. That's nice and simple. I think, yeah, something like that. Something that looks like an outdoorsy kind of a thing. Just, simple, hard-wearing, nothing too dramatic. Let's go for that. Okay, it is quite big. We're going to shrink that a little bit. Just bring it down in size. Make it more like a little sort of, the phrase coffee table I think is incorrect for this. A tea table, there we go. Also colours, please. Come on. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it properly. We're going to have many Geek Cupboard corporate coloured bits and bobs. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty good. Fantastic. I mentioned some lemonade, and I could really use some right now. I thought maybe you might be more into, blood, but okay, no, fine. You like lemonade as well as, vampiric blood drinking. Place a few glasses. Okay, would they be under food? I assume they'd be under food. Okay, we've got various kind of cooking bits and bobs. Loaves of bread. There's a croissant. There's another bit of bread. Got ourselves a little sort of... what is that, like a cup with a straw sticking out? Or do you know what? We'll put one of those down here anyway. Because, it's not a glass, but water is important. Hydration is key to everything. Okay. We've got cups. Can we put... does that count? Does that count? No, it doesn't count. Okay, we're going to get rid of that with a heavy heart. There's like a... I don't know what that is. It's like a spice rack type thing. Got... is that popcorn in a bag? Little sort of corn dog thing. Where are just sort of drinking glasses? Just some glasses. Is there another thing which I've not seen? I don't think there is. Is it under accessories? Would they come under accessories? That doesn't look like... there's no drinking glass type things there. It must be in here, and I've just not seen them. We've got bowls, various kind of bowls. We've got... yeah, what's that like? I don't know, like olive oil and stuff like that. And I don't know, vinegar or whatever, something like that. Oh, is it this? Oh, it's those. Oh, right. Okay, yes, we'll have one there. And then we'll have a slightly different one. We'll have a shorter one, just to mix it up a bit. There we go. Refreshing. It would be great to have a bit of shade, so maybe we should plant a tree in our little garden. A tree. Okay, fine. We can look at adding a tree. I kind of think that maybe it needs to have its own little sort of planter thingamajig. Can we... hang on. Can we move that to over here, look? Move that out of the way. That can hopefully tuck under there. Yes, I quite like that. In fact, we'll get rid of that. And that can go just here. So they can sort of fit onto there. And then maybe the tree can go just here. But it needs its own little thing like that's got, I feel. So if we go like that, and then do another one, is this going to be okay? I don't know if this is going to look a bit rubbish or not. We'll do that. And then bring it round. I think it might possibly... is that going to go off the edge of the map? Oh no, we might be right. We might be okay. And... that'll do. That'll do. It's not perfect, but it will do. It'll do the job. I don't know how we're going to put soil in. They've got soil at the bottom of that. I don't know how they've done that. Okay, and then a tree. Or a tree. I'm going to put a tree in. Magnificent work. Thank you so much. A little watering can. Okay, is that in here, I would assume? Have we got to go back out and back in again? I'd guess it's a planty thing. Or is it an accessory? It might count as an accessory. It is an accessory. Okay, I'm going to put that just there. And we're going to give it appropriate Geek Cupboard corporate colours. Thank you very much. Because, yes, that's going to look a lot better. There we go. Marvellous. I like that. Got a tree, got ourselves things. Yeah, it all looks really good. I like that. I do like the art style, by the way. I do like that. Like that tree there. That's just nice and simple. Nothing too exciting going on. Nothing sort of glamorous and showy-offy. It is just nice and simple and effective. You know that it's a tree. It's not got too much happening. And I think that looks really good. It suits a game like this. But okay, there we go. A little sort of outside Geek Cupboard garden. Actually, hang on. That's not properly finished, is it? To make it perfect, boop. There we go. That's much better. Okay. If only the door to the Geek Cupboard actually looked like that. That would be amazing. Okay, there we go. Right, another level is done. I'll save that and we'll go back to the sort of city map thing. Okay, so I know I said we were going back to the city map type thing, but we're going to go and do something a little bit different. So from the main menu here, to get to the city map, I pressed play. Because I thought, yes, I want to play the game, I'm going to press the play button, and lo and behold, we could then go and play the game with all the rooms and everything else available on the little city map type thing. You press it and you get to this, which is all fine. However, over here from the main menu, there is also a create button. And when I saw that initially, I thought that was going to be us creating like an asset. So, creating a chair, a sofa, a desk or something, and we'd sort of, 3D model it a little bit and sort of shape it, and then it would appear as a thing in the game. But no, that is not what that is. You press create and you get to make something all of your very own. You get to make a room or a camper or a garden. So I think, given what we said earlier about trying to make the Geek Cupboard camper van, I think maybe let's go and do that, shall we? If the Geek Cupboard were to become mobile and become some sort of, fantastic travelling Geek Cupboard that could go and tour the world, what would it look like? I think we should go and build that right now. So we're going to choose the camper diorama type. I do like the fact that they are the options as well. Because, the game is called MakeRoom. And you fully expect to design rooms. That's okay. That makes perfect sense. But the fact that you can design other things, so little vehicles and outside spaces, that's quite good because, you can use different kind of approaches. Do things differently, be a bit more sort of creative in different ways with the other kind of diorama types, which is quite fun. But okay, let's go to the camper. Right, here we go. So, big question, can we change the colour? Because that's just not good enough, is it? How do we change the colour? I mean, okay, this is fine. This is all good. We can do that and it's okay. I mean, that's quite fun. But I want to change... Is that the colour of the floor? Yes, okay, so that's the colour of the floor. So we can't change the colour of the outside of the camper van. That's a little bit fiddly, isn't it? Okay, we're going to put it on 2 wheels at the back because I feel in my head I think that's going to be a bit more stable. Isn't it? Is that how that works? It feels like if we're travelling around, if Mrs. Penge is in the front of the camper van driving it around and I'm in the back doing some recording going, hello, lovely people, that's going to keep things a bit more stable. The inside of the Geek Cupboard is going to rattle around a bit less. I think we'll go for that. However, yes, what can we do about the colour? I don't think we can change the colour. That's a little bit silly, isn't it? You can change the colours of everything else unless there is something... So studio. Okay, that must be something we unlock. And effects. Okay, we can have things on fire. We can have sort of sleeping noises. There's a bit of smoke and a different type of smoke. Okay. So yes, you can have... Oh, I know what we're going to use that for. Okay, no, we're not going to use that right now. Right. So we can't change, I don't think, the outside colour of the camper van, which is a little bit of a shame. Also, can we be driving through here? Hang on, no, put some trees around, actually. There you go. So on the, the Grand Geek Cupboard Camper Van Tour, we've stopped in a forest type thing. The background is going to be... Okay, I don't think that works as a background type. I think we'll go for the Geek Cupboard Corporate Blue. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? Oh no! Hang on. The background determines the colour of the van. Oh, right. Okay, no, perfect. So it can be blue. There we go. That will have to do. I don't think we've changed the sort of white bit there, but that is absolutely fine. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. That's all very nice. Right, okay, let's get on with designing the rest of it. Now, I think our first things to address should be the floors and the walls, because they're not good enough at all, are they? So let's go to the floor, and, okay, that's the colour of the floor. So, I mean, yeah, we're going to have to keep it, Geek Cupboard Corporate. So how about we get a lovely yellow floor? Oh, hang on. Oh, that's a bit better. Okay, that looks a lot better, doesn't it? There's a nice sort of vibrant yellow there. So we'll go for that. What was the other thing? I don't know what that is. That is... Oh, it's a pattern. It's a pattern on the floor. Okay. How many pages? Oh, there are so many floor patterns. Are there hexes? That'd be quite good. Is that a hex? No, that's octagons. Hang on. There's got to be a hex shape if they're in. Where's hexes? It's got to be hexes somewhere. I mean, yeah, this is sort of like outside. There. Yes. Perfect. Okay, right. I like that. So some lovely sort of hexagon flooring, because hexagons are indeed the bestagons. And then wall-wise, we're going to go for Geek Cupboard Corporate blue walls. And I think we've got different wall... Oh, we can have the same things on the walls? Oh, right. Okay, this is very exciting. We're going to have two different patterns on the walls, of course. Oh, the round things. I like the round things. What are the round things? No idea, but I like the round things. Okay, so we've got hexagons on the floor. We've got sort of rectangular bits over there, and then round things. Okay, right, yes, very happy with that. That looks wonderful already. That's very good. Okay, now we're not going to need bathrooms and stuff. We're going to stop at lovely 5-star luxury hotels, of course, on our journey in the Geek Cupboard camper van. So yeah, we don't need a bathroom. We don't need beds. We are going to need a desk, of course. So let's get a desk, and we will go for, I think, something like that. And the desk can go at the end. This is where the recording can happen. So I'm going to be sat over there. The desk can be... Okay, we're going to make it the unofficial Geek Cupboard Corporate colour if we can. So, of course, the blue and the yellow, official Geek Cupboard Corporate colours. The unofficial is a hot pink. Now, I don't know if we've got a really good hot pink colour. I don't think we've got one. So that will have to do. That's going to have to do as a hot pink. But that's still okay. I'm all right with that. That's fine. There we go. Oh, you can change the colour of the little feet. Okay, they can be... Do you know what? They can be the same colour, actually. There we go. Right, so we've got a desk. And then we are going to need a chair, of course. Where are they? Chairs. Let's get one of these. And when I have a chair, I tend to not have arms on it, because I find that if I do have arms on my chairs, they bash into the desk and such like. And yeah, from recording, and I sort of move the chair a bit left or right, or move it slightly closer to the desk, and the arms whack into the desk, it's going to make a big noise. So I tend to not have arms on my chair. So we'll keep that going. So we'll have that. We'll put that at a moderately jaunty angle, shall we say. And of course, we're not going to have it that colour, because that would be silly. That can be Geek Cupboard Corporate blue. There we go. And then we're going to need a computer. Hang on, yeah, let's have that. Let's have the fancy new one that we unlocked. That's all quite jazzy, isn't it? We'll have that. That can be, the outside bit can be, a slightly lesser yellow than this, just so we can distinguish. That's fine. And then over here, yes, we're going to need 2 monitors. Now that is going to be, also, yeah, these are keyboards and things. And we're going to need a microphone as well. Okay, right. Is this desk going to be big enough? Do you know what? Actually, hang on. If we're making this, this is like, this is the Geek Cupboard camper van. We can have a big monitor just here. We'll pop. That's got a massive frame round it. Oh, that's enormous. Hang on. Where's one without a giant frame? Is that? They've all got quite thick frames around the edge. Okay. Do you know what? We'll go for. Which is the better one? That one. We'll go for that one. So pop that like that, and then make that, I don't know, Geek Cupboard Corporate. Let's go for the yellow. Perfect. Brilliant. Yes. We need a mouse, of course. That's going to go just there. That can be... let's make it a slightly different shade of blue, just to mix it up a little bit. And then, yes, then we're going to need a keyboard. I assume that's a keyboard. I know that's a gaming mat. Oh, yeah, we're going to need one of those. but like a really big one. Hang on, can we put one in like that? Can we put the other one sort of stacked next to it? Yes, perfect. Okay, so the mouse can sort of go just there, and then we need a keyboard. I will have one of those keyboards with exciting shiny lights on it. I mean, yeah, it's unlikely I'm ever going to get one in real life because I don't really see the point. I don't need shiny up keyboard borders because I don't know why that's a thing, but we'll make that yellow. This is amazing. There we go. And then my thinking was, yeah, we'll have ourselves another screen, but on the wall. So put a screen just here so I can sort of look between the two. So maybe that can have the game on, that can have like the recording stuff on or whatever. I think that's going to work quite well. So we'll have that. Brilliant. Okay, right. I like that already. And then, yes, whilst we're here, because, you know, we are in the Geek Camper van, we're going to have an arcade cabinet, obviously, because, you know, that's a fun thing to have, isn't it? We'll have one of them. So tuck that right into the corner at the back just there. Let us make sure that that does have appropriate styling. In fact, let's make it yellow, and it can have blue sort of accessories and accents and things. There we go. I mean, that does look genuinely quite good. I'd go and play an arcade machine that looked like that. That looks pretty good. So we've got that. Oh, headphones. Going to need some headphones. We'll just say they're sort of propped up on there. That's fine. Oh yeah, and the microphone. I forgot about the mic. Yes, okay. So mic on a boom arm type thing. Now the only thing is, it's not going to sit right, is it? Okay, I'm just going to tuck it just... Oh, it's going to be a bit of a squeeze. I'm going to put it just there, and we'll just pretend that it's like clamped onto the side of the desk or something. It's all fine. It's all good. Right. So that, I think, is the Geek Cupboard recording setup done. Got the PC, got the headphones, got the two screens, got the microphone, keyboard, mouse, desk, all looking lovely. Okay, right. And now there's only a few more things that I think we absolutely need that are essential items in the Geek Cupboard camper van. So yeah, some things we can rule out, like fireplaces. I don't think a fireplace or a pile of logs is gonna go. Yeah, that doesn't fit the sort of aesthetic that we're going for, I wouldn't say. Doesn't really work. So we can immediately discount that because that's all very daft. But yes, one thing we are going to need is a table. Of course, we need a nice table, and that's going to go just here. I think maybe... that table's got... Although, if you spill your drink, that's going to be annoying, isn't it? We'll go for that. We'll go for a nice table like so, and we will change the colours of that. So that could be... do you know what? Yeah, the top of it can be hot pink. The bottom bit can remain as that sort of wooden sort of thing. That's fine. I'd like, if at all possible, a slightly different chair to sit in. But I don't know if we've got room. Do you know what I want? Can we have the cat chair? Can we have the cat chair, please? Pop that in. Change the colour of that. We can have that as a... Yes. Like as hot pink a cat as we can get. Just rotate it around. Okay, that looks really good. Right, we'll put that there. That's good. And, okay. We're going to put some accessories in. We shall do that in a second. So bathroom, bedroom, cabinets, carpets. Do you know what? Under here... Ooh. Oh, there's a gigantic heart rug. Okay, I'm having a gigantic heart rug. It can go under there. It might need to become a tiny bit smaller. It was very gigantic. We're putting that there. That's good. That's good soundproofing as well. Because, you know, the noise can be absorbed by the fibres. So there we go. That's brilliant. I'm glad we checked out that. There's loads of things. There are so many bits. Chairs were good. Desks were good. Doors... there's not a door. We get in through the roof. Okay, good. Moving on. Electronics... I think we're okay. I think we're okay for electronics. I think that's all sorted. Although actually, no, let's put definitely not a switch for copyright purposes on top of there, look. That can go on there. That's quite fun. And I think that will do. So that's that sorted. Fireplaces, food. We might need to come back to that in a second. Kitchen appliances. Might need to come back to that in a second. But yes, okay, so first things first, plants. We need to get some plants in here. It is nowhere near as planty as it needs to be. So how about we put a nice plant just there, and we change the base to be Geek Cupboard Corporate Blue. Wonderful. And then we can have another plant, I think, on the table. That's quite big. I was thinking more like a little, like, you know, smaller plants, like, you know, succulents and such. Have we got anything that's a bit smaller? Like that. So put that into the middle and change that bit to be Geek Cupboard Corporate Yellow. Yes, okay, that's good. I like that. I feel like we need to rotate it round a bit to make that bigger bit sort of go to the back. So put it near to the back of the thing. Right, I like that. That's good. So a couple of plants. I don't think we've got that much room for many more plants, but 2 in here in that space, that's quite good. I am pretty happy with that. So that's nice. Got some plants in. No room for sofas or armchairs. Tables are in. Windows. Do we need a little window possibly just here to let some, you know, nice natural light in? Oh, there are many types of window. Okay. A round window just to let some light in. We're going to need to put curtains over it though, because, you know, you don't want light shining on your screens if you're trying to record and such like. Let's bring the size down. We'll have it just relatively small, actually. We'll do it like that, and we'll change the frame colour to be, again, we'll go for yellow. There we go. That looks okay. Yeah, I think we're very nearly done, but we're not quite done. What's that? What's under construction? Oh, like pillars. Again, I don't think that goes for the aesthetic that we're sort of looking for. And stairs and, I don't know, what's that, floor? Huge additional floor sections. Okay, right. So they're just like, yeah, sort of architectural things, that bits of wall. Yeah, okay, right, fine. We don't need that. That's okay. So really, there's only a few things left that I think we need to get done. Number 1, let's go into here and check out the accessories, because we haven't really looked at these. So a book. I do like a nice book. So how about we get a little pile of books over there? Put them here. Actually, move that over. So shifty the plant over. Put that just there, and then we'll change the colours of that one to be like a hot pink, and that one to be Geek Cupboard Corporate Blue. There we go. Lovely. So that's that. So we've got some reading material. How about we put... That's an open book, isn't it? That doesn't really go anywhere particularly. Okay, not that. Spare tyres, boxes, easel. Is that pens? Now here we go. Here we go. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Right, yeah. I want some bunting, please. Because why wouldn't you want bunting? So we're going to have... yes, a bit of bunting sort of in the middle. You can't really see it. That's the only thing. You can't see the bunting, which makes me sad. Okay, hang on. How about put it underneath? Can we put it underneath that monitor? Yes, we can. And then change the colours, obviously, because these colours are silly. So we'll have it, yellow, and then that one. Is it that one we want to change? No, it's the other one. Botherations. Okay, never mind. That'll do. There we go. Geek Cupboard Corporate Bunting, which is magnificent, and I wish was an actual thing. And what else? We've got ironing boards, little notebook type things. I do have a notebook actually on my desk. And it is genuinely a Geek Cupboard. It's got like the Geek Cupboard logo on it and stuff. So we'll make that blue, like that, with sort of yellow highlights or whatever. There we go. Got ourselves little picture things. Oh, yeah, writing stuff. Yeah, have to have that, please. Change that to be, I don't know, yellow. There we go. Very nice. Yeah, there's a couple of things left. I think that's okay, isn't it? That's okay. We need like what we do need is a tiny, tiny side table somewhere. Is there a very small table? I know we can shrink things down, but I want it to be tall, but just small surface area at the top. Something like that. Yes. Perfect. So, just here, we're going to have ourselves a Geek Cupboard Corporate Blue thing. So a little table like that. So we've got a bit more room on here, look, so we can spread this out a bit. There we go. So it's not quite as cramped. So there you go, you can sit over there, you can write notes about, what's coming up on the Geek Cupboard, although I never really do that ever. I occasionally might write a little note down saying, don't forget about this. And I wrote a few notes down about, yes, your grey snowfall and such, but I tend to not write too many notes. Even if I did, I'd forget that I'd written them anyway. But so that's over there. Over here, there are just a couple of things left to add. Number one, kitchen appliances. We all know where we're going with this one. It's a kettle. Okay, we need to have a kettle. So yes, we're going to put the kettle just here. And the kettle is going to be appropriate in colour. Thank you. That is magnificent. Again, if only that were a thing. And then we need a mug, which is going to be under here, I think. Fairly sure. Yeah, there you go. Look. Proper mug. Thank you. And we'll leave that as a white mug, actually. Because the Geek Cupboard mugs that you can get from the shop, blatant self-promotion, links are in the video description, they're white with the sort of the logo and stuff on them. The whole mug isn't blue or whatever, so we'll leave that like that. And then the final thing we need is like a little sort of, milk carton. Yeah, that can be milk. That can go down here. Milk to go into the tea, of course. We haven't really got a fridge as such, but that can go just there. And you know what? We can keep that colour. That's okay. And then we need something which is just like a little box. A teeny tiny box. Because that's where we can keep the tea bags. It might just be that we have to have like one of those old cardboard box type things. I can't see anything that looks like just a regular little sort of box type thing. I don't know where that would be. Would it be under kitchen appliances? That's more like sort of white goods and such. Toasters and things like that. So no, it's not going to be in there. I think we might need to sort of improvise and imagine a little bit. So we'll go to accessories. We'll get that box and then we're going to shrink it. First things first, actually, change the outside colour. That can be like a hot pink. Weird. Actually, hang on. If it's going to be tea, it's going to be a box of Yorkshire Gold. And the outside of Yorkshire Gold is a sort of, is it like that? It's like as you might imagine, like a sort of a golden colour. Maybe a bit like that, possibly. We'll go for that. So that is our box of Yorkshire Gold, but we are going to shrink it down because, it's not that big a box. And, we'll put that just there. And I think that's it. Are we done? I think we might be done. I think we've designed the Geek Cupboard Camper van. If only this was a real thing. If only that was real. You could take the Geek Cupboard out on tour and it would be amazing. But yeah, there we go. I know there's no lighting or anything. It's all fine. There'll be some other lights. But yeah, there's too much going on. Hang on, there was a string of lights, wasn't there? There was a light string. Okay, do you know what? Boop. There we go. There's a tiny bit of lighting just there from behind the screen. So light isn't sort of going onto it. And there is a window. Don't forget that there is a window as well. So there we go. Hang on, no. There was something that I thought we should put in. Accessories. A little teeny tiny picture thing, look. I think maybe what we'll do is those books can go under here. So they can go just there, look. And we'll move that a tiny bit more forward. We're going to have a picture because in here, of course, is going to be a picture of Mrs. Penge and the children because they are coming with me on the exciting Geek Cupboard Camper van journey. So yeah, we can change the frame colour to be yellow. What was the other thing? What's that? Oh, we get to pick what's inside. Oh, that's quite fun. We'll go for... that's like a picture of a person. That's as good as we're going to get for a picture of Mrs. Penge. That. And I will tell you that's not entirely accurate, I'll be honest. But yeah, that'll do. And in the background, we've got the kids as well. So there we go. That is all very exciting. So I think we're done. I think we've just designed the Geek Cupboard Camper van, which is just a brilliant thing. That is really magnificent. Look at that. If only that were real, eh? If only it were a real thing. So as well as obviously designing the things in the city, as well as going through these sort of, it's not the campaign as such, but doing the little goals that the little sort of cute, but also potentially a vampire house tells you to do, sort of get rid of the laptop or, install a tree or whatever, that kind of thing. As well as doing that, you can also just have a free play mode and just design what you would like, which I think is all very wonderful. So there we go. I like the fact you have got that sort of mix of things. You've got sort of like a nice free play goal, and you've got levels with, nice achievable goals. They're not too complicated. So, they're not, fairly simple to do. So you can potter about and sort of, do things how you would like to. So you've got those two sort of ways to play. And I think that works very well. I think it works very well. And yes, there are so many items and everything is very customizable, from the size through to the colours and the pictures and the picture frames and things. There is so much going on. It's really good. It's very impressive. I've had a lovely, lovely time playing this. Oh, hang on. No, we're not finished. Hang on a minute. How are we going to place this? Out of the kettle. There we go. Look, the kettle is on and ready for us to make some tea here in the Geek Cupboard camper van. And now, that's it. Perfection. Mwah. Chef's kiss, as people say in a slightly annoying way. But there we go. So, all done. Finished, I think. With that done, we can wrap things up for now with our look at the rather wonderful and very charming and very chilled out MakeRoom. Because, it is properly laid back, isn't it? There's not really any kind of, there's no time pressures at all. And this bit, of course, is all free building. And when you're doing stuff for the little sort of vampire house, that was also relatively laid back. You could change the entire sort of layout of the rooms if you wanted to. As long as you completed the goals for the little house in the corner, that was sort of okay. So, yes, I've had a lovely, very chilled out, very laid back time. But, yes, I think now that we've created what I think is undisputably the finest camper van that could ever be created and conceived by humanity, I think we shall wrap things up for now. As we pointed out earlier, the game isn't out quite yet as this video goes out, but it will be out tomorrow, so not that long to wait at all. And of course, if you're interested, there are links to the Steam store page in the video description, so you can check it out and wishlist it and all that kind of stuff if you would like to. But yes, we shall finish things up. Hopefully you did enjoy this. If you did, please do leave a like. That would be most marvellous indeed. And also, if you're not already, then please do subscribe to keep up to date with all the other bits and bobs and nonsense that we get up to in the Geek Cupboard. But for now, thank you very much for joining me in the Geek Cupboard, and I'll see you next time. Yay! Okay, exciting things are happening. Where does Gigantic Big Stabby Knife live? They're D&D nerding. They've got a dice tower, and they've got character sheets, and they've got some dice. Oh, this is wonderful. Look at my best life. Oh my goodness me, so much undergarmentage. Oh, thank goodness. Praise be, the kettle has been uncovered.